there was no reason for them not to be able to see. Look at the flashing lights, and then they literally drove off. This is showing the current dashcam footage, and it's recorded 8 minutes. I'm not too sure I did the right thing there or not, but I approached the car driver and I said, well, imagine yourself parking in a parking lot and thinking your car's safe there, but to your surprise, things can go wrong. Luckily, Tesla have your back when it comes to features like dashcam or the security system that allows you to capture footage from all around the car. Unfortunately, my car did had an incident where I literally parked at the safest spot that I was thinking that, if I park my car there, it's very safe. There's no cars parked parallel to it, there's no car close by, and even the cars that were parked in front of it have enough room, at their back to reverse it in. And the funniest part is I didn't even realize my car's been hit for like 10 days after the incident. So I was washing my car and then realized that there's a bump in the bumper that was not sort of going away. I thought it might be some scratches, but it turns out it's cracked in here. And that's when I realized that once I was at the shopping station and my car actually sent a alarm. And I did actually check my footage from my phone that day, surrounding the Sentry Mode cameras, but there was no one there, so I thought it might be someone who just maybe was too close to the car, and I didn't realize it wouldn't cause an alarm. It will just be a Sentry Mode incident if that's the case. But when I reviewed the footage, I realized that my car's been hit. And that brings me to today's video topic, which is what are the settings that you should have in your Tesla to make sure that you get the footage if there's such an incident. So to look at the car settings, we go to this car menu, click on this car icon, then we go to safety, and that's where you would have the option to turn on the Sentry Mode if it's not already on. I prefer to exclude at home because that saves quite a lot of battery when you actually think that where you park at home is quite safe and you don't need those Sentry Mode incidents. Saying that, if you park your car outside your home, I would still suggest switch it on. But moving on to other things is you can choose the camera based detection there. So having this camera based detection on is allowing your cameras to actually see and assess if whatever happens outside your car while it's parked is something which is a security risk. If it's turned off, then while the vehicle can still save clips to USB drive if a physical threat is detected, but it wouldn't save the other incidents. So if you have an option to now view live camera via mobile app. This allows you to see what's happening in and around your car. If your car is parked somewhere and you just want to have a quick look around if there's a security incident. So next is dashcam. So in this we have three options, which is, do you not want to use dashcam, which is obviously something I don't recommend. The other one is manual, and then auto. I keep it on auto because that means anytime I'm driving the car, the dashcam footage will be saved inside the car's pen drive. There's another important feature in this list, which is on honk, which means if you honk, the footage will be saved in the pen drive for that 30-second mark from your dashcam footage, which allows you to save any incidents which not necessarily just affected you. Let's say you witnessed a accident that happened. If you honk, it captures the footage from all around the car for that duration, and that makes it easy for you to find that clip later in your dashcam repository. And then we have other options which are more to do with safety but not necessarily to do with dashcam. So as far as dashcam is concerned, this is all you need to do from your car. But saying that, most important thing is you to know that where the footage is stored, how you can access it. So to access the footage, you actually need to locate the pen drive that comes with the car nowadays. And it's just sitting over there. As you can see, you might be able to see it's right over there. Now, saying all that, there's still I believe 1 or 2 scenarios where you could still have an incident and the cameras can still miss it. So in those scenarios, if you find yourself in situations where you've had incidents multiple times, or if you've heard people having such incidents, then maybe it's a good idea to have a dedicated recording camera that records throughout the day, or at least you can switch it on and it doesn't rely on any motion to happen or things like that. Because the incident that I had, if I didn't see the car while I was driving to that parking spot, it wouldn't have been easy for me to spot the number plate or the person who was driving the car. Now, I almost forgot. Let's look at where actually do you see this footage from. So you can locate it, the dash cam, from like the bigger screen, or you can just click on here. So as you can see, this is showing the current dashcam footage, and it's recorded 8 minutes or whatever time I've been here, since 8:23. But as you can see, it actually captures a lot of incidents that happen in and around the car. But let's see the incident that happened on the Sentry mode. This was the incident that happened, and if this is all that was recorded, I would not have been able to get the actual number of the car, because you would be able to see. Let me zoom it in a bit. And first thing first, like the car, like my car did give warning, like it flashed lights on the other driver that, you know, you're about to hit the car, please stop. And to be honest, like the driver did roll down the window, so there was no reason for them not to be able to see. Look at the flashing lights, and they literally hit my car, and you would see the car shake right about here, and then they literally drove off. And if this was all the footage that I had, then it would have been really hard for me to put in a claim or even find that person. And this was not the end of it. Like, I'll tell you what happened from like the entire story of it, right? So I go to the shopping center. I try to park at a normal spot, which I usually do, which is not the one that I could find that day. But then I parked it at a spot which is like, there's no car around my car, and only car which were there were like in front diagonally, and that too, they had enough space on the sides to actually go past. But whatever reason, the person decides to see the car, reverse it in, and then just go off. But funny enough, I actually saw the same car parked at the same spot a week later, right? So I'm not too sure I did the right thing there or not, but I approached the car driver and I said, maybe you didn't realize, but you hit my car on the 20th of August at that time. And the driver was literally saying, no, it's not possible. Are you sure? Is it me who hit the car? And I was like, I have footage of you hitting the car, or whosoever the owner of the car is, his, like, there. It doesn't matter, like, if you were the driver or someone else was driving, that particular car with that rego hit my car on that particular day. That's all I am saying. And as a courtesy, I just wanted to have a chat with you before, I go to the cops and file a complaint that it was, in my humble opinion, it was a hit and run. Because in my understanding, or in my untrained understanding, if you hit someone else or someone else's property and you drive off without leaving your details, that's considered as hit and run. And from what I can see, it was clearly a case of you knowing that, or the driver knowing that, it hit the car and then it went off. But I didn't want to confront someone, so I didn't say it that way. So the driver, that's why I'm saying the driver, not he or she or they, I just want not to be a focus, who's driving, but it's more like, if the same thing happened to you, what you can expect. It was the first time that I've been part of such incidents, so it was quite new for me as well. Then I sort of wanted to have a chat with them, get their insurance details. I've got their phone number, but they didn't give me the insurance details. The driver said I'll have to talk to my partner and see if they tried to play it cool, or if they were driving that day or whatever. But fine, as long as I have the insurance details is what I was concerned about. So obviously I had to file a police complaint, so I had to call a non-emergency number. I had a chat with one of the representatives, and they let me know that it's a good idea to have a chat with the person and sort it out that way, and it's fine what he did, but let us know if they don't give you the details. Then we would step in and would find the person based on the reg of the car. But that's the thing, right? If the car didn't record it, there's no chance I would have been able to even convince the person that you hit my car. And they even had the, not guts, but I would say indecency to ask, can you prove the mark that's there is from the impact and not prior to that? And all I had to say to that was like, I don't have to prove it to you. I just have to submit this footage to my insurance and to the police. And if you look around the car, you would know that I want and keep my car as clean as I can. And if I knew that there's a mark there, I would have at least reported it to my insurance company, because I believe when you have such a mark that's specially or damage in front of the car, it's important for you to notify your insurance as well as any other authorities that you think are there. Because if you even bump someone else's car and they already had damage on it, and if they see that your car's got damage, they can easily claim, especially when it's at the front, because ideally whosoever hits from the back is at fault. Like by default, if there's no recording or clips or witnesses, that's, I believe, the general rule, like, because it's impossible to prove otherwise. So I still kept a couple of photos, or at least keep photos from the damage that you might be driving your car in your garage and you hit something and there's damage from that, or your kid just pushed it with a hammer or whatever, right? But you still keep records of those, even if you don't want to update the authorities, right? So moving on from that conversation, I had to literally show them the footage, that this is the footage, and I don't want to not argue or convince that the damage is from you or your car. I do have your reg on it. I do have the footage that shows that impact, and I don't need to prove it to you. As a courtesy, I thought I would like it that way, right? If I had someone else's car, I didn't realize it, I would want that person to reach out to me rather than a couple of random cops showing at your doorsteps asking for details, right? So I thought I'll do the same, but I'm not sure it was the right approach or not. But let me know in the comments, what would you do if you were part of such situation? Or if you think that you still need a external dash cam in your Teslas, because I believe it is, if not one of the most underrated feature, to have a inbuilt dash cam with 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 cameras that's capturing anything that happens in and around your car, which is just amazing. And you don't have to invest anything. It's as soon as you get the car, you have that feature. So that's another reason for why I think Teslas are thinking a lot ahead when it comes to such linked features, because not having a dash cam wouldn't make people not buy the car, but having it just gives Teslas that specialty or that special flavor or taste, right? That having a Sentry Mode notification whenever someone's in and around your car, it's cool enough for people not to mess around with Teslas. But saying that, we've seen I believe incidents where people are scratching the Teslas or doing all sort of weird things in and around the cars. So yeah, thanks a lot for coming along to the journey of me and the incident that I had with my car. I'm still trying to sort it out with the driver as well as my insurance for now, but I'll keep you updated of what happens with the car and how much it actually costs to get it replaced. So hopefully this video provided you with some information that could be useful to you. If that's the case, please share the video with all the people that you think it will be useful to, as well as like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are almost at 620 subscribers, and I'm looking forward to the day when I hit 1,000 subscribers and I can finally push the monetization limit on, or switch on the monetization on my videos, because I would love to make more videos, and that will be something which would push me towards making better content and bring more value. Well, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.